is in the death cult. And we will do a whole report for you. Let me give you a prime projection of information. London Guardian. Headline, billionaires meet in secret in New York to discuss overpopulation. Then you learn the leaked documents of the meeting and a few other statements that they're building an alternative world government to promote world population reduction. Oprah Winfrey then gives money to a whole bunch of different trusts that are involved in basically sterilization programs in Africa. She set up some weird brainwashing New Age church to suck the Africans in. Oprah Winfrey was also, not just the London Guardian, but ABC News, also in an ABC News report about how she's a superhero with David Rockefeller. There it is. Billionaires plan to put the world to rights following secret supper. I guess they changed the headline. And there it is, Oprah Winfrey, Ted Turner, Michael Bloomberg, and all the billionaires. At the end, it says, to create an alternative world government. Let's go to the bottom. London Guardian, boom. Anything else you'd like to ask about?
Yes, I'd also like to ask, because you talk a lot about the spy tech and technology, are there any brands of TVs these days that don't have a hidden camera and microphone?
I have not done a review of all of them, but all the new high-end smart TVs and the stuff in the new hotels, everything has cameras and microphones. A lot of them don't even have it as a function to do video, because, you know, now they're computer screens. They're just in there. Even the cheaper new phones or smartphones and do it, and basically record everything you do and send it back to the company, who then sells it to the NSA, because they found the data collection is better, and then they share the money with them. But government's about to cut them out of that. They're setting up their own internet with their own cell towers that they claim is for COG redundancy, but really it's for a takeover grid. We're going to skip this break and go all the way to the bottom of the hour. Other questions?
I was wondering, can I make a couple of points to you?
Of course you can, my friend.
One would be, when you have callers or guests, is there any way to record the volume a little higher? Because normally I listen to your show from the podcast, because I work shift work, so
yes,
I can't
sir.
always listen to the whole show. So at least I can pause it when I'm doing something and go back to it. But a lot of times, because I'm listening through the podcast, I can't always hear everything the callers or the guests are saying.
What do you mean? The podcast doesn't have good audio?
It has good audio. It's just, for some reason, the volume level of the callers doesn't seem to be as good as your own.
Yeah, we probably have something to do with some multi-band or some setting. We need to constantly go through and quality control and check things. Like sometimes with YouTube, because we have multiple layers of audio, my audio will be lower or higher. We're trying to get all that tuned up. When you folks hear problems, hit us with emails, call us like you're doing right now, and we'll try to get it fixed, brother.
And I also tried your Super Male Vitality last year, and I know you don't have any negative reviews, and I can't really say it's a negative review. Because
hey, we want it. If it's a real negative review, you're going to be the first one we've heard. Please give us the review.
I didn't take it religiously like I probably should have, so I can't say for sure if the results are accurate or not, but I really didn't notice a change in energy level or anything, so I might have to try it again.
Well, you're the first person we've heard, and, you know, some people's physiology is different. Normal anesthesia doesn't work on me when I've had surgery, so they have to have specialists come in, and it's the same deal. I mean, these are known, certified. Like my lawyer was like, you know, hey, I was checking into your products, and one of my people that works for me, you know, it has a degree in herbs, and they looked at it. They said, man, these are really good ones. I mean, we just go with the top best stuff, because we know we're a target. We know people are going to test our stuff separately, which they've done. There's been haters that go, we did a test, and it wasn't perfectly clean according to California standards, and they don't even show their test. Well, California standards are higher than what there is in the air. It doesn't exist in some products. But all of our products but one exceed California standards that are the highest. And because of that, we just removed an ingredient and said, fine, we follow California standards. But that was just something written and passed by lawyers so they could sue everybody under the sun. But it's the very best we can bring you. And I'm sad to hear it really didn't do anything for you. Have you taken the iodine? Did that do anything for you?
I haven't tried the iodine yet. I don't have a lot of money, and my wife doesn't like me
I
ordering
understand.
stuff from your site. She says your show is making me paranoid.
Well, I mean, they're in the news saying that your smartphone records what you say and sends it to the government. I mean, does that sound fun? I mean, who needs Snowden when it's all hiding in plain view? I hear you. God bless you. Appreciate the call. I'm probably going to have to end this, though, in about 9 minutes. My voice is going out for some reason today. Bill in Chicago. You say you were watching Joe Biggs and the cops everywhere. Were you there physically, or were you watching them on Ustream after they were off with me?
No, I rode my bike over there to Holman Square. I live kind of by.
Well, great job, brother. What'd you see? What'd you hear?
Well, I went by. I came right up when the lady was harassing them and telling them to walk across the street. And then all the cops would pull up, roll their windows, and point and laugh. And they all looked like, especially like goons, more than the usual Chicago cop.
Well, that's who's involved in this black side is some very goonish fellows. I've seen some of the write-ups on their commanders and their lieutenants, and it is a very unsavory group from what I've seen.
Oh, yeah, and I also brought up to Joe, I wondered if there's any connection to that being the same area where all the open-air heroin markets are in Chicago. And I know Chicago is where the globalists bring all the heroin into the Midwest.
That is true. That's why those police are so corrupt. The late, great Aaron Russo brought Led Zeppelin to Chicago, as he called it, the Electric Theater, and he'd had it about 6 months. It was one of the top, theaters in the country. It was sold out, and the police came and basically wanted to be paid off, and he kind of went along with that. And then they decided some other bigwig wanted to open a theater down the street, so they came in. The cops dumped trash on the floor right in front of them, had the health department come in, and then they were throwing people in a paddy wagon, beating them, and he walked over to him, and he said, "Come on, man, I'm just an American businessman." And the cops threw him in the back and crushed his genitals and said, basically your rights can go straight to you-know-what. And that's what made him political and start the Constitution Party and do everything he did. And so that's how Chicago operates. And, beat him with a billy club and then handcuffed him, and then a cop grabbed his genitals and just crushed him and just laughed at him. You're nobody. This is our country. Well, you know what? No, it isn't North Korea. And you guys always go the same way in history. So they're a disgrace to police officers when they act like this. But I have a lot of Chicago cops send me good stuff. So it's a mix of things. But definitely they want to put scum at the top like Rahm Emanuel. And when you put a big, fat piece of trash like that up at the top, what do you expect?
Just a mafia city.
Oh, man, you're right, though. You know your stuff. They bring the schmack right in there, right out of Afghanistan. In fact, a lot of times they fly in right over the pole. That's a quicker route. They just fly right into Chicago. Boom, 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 boom. And hey, the gangsters lobbied through fake Christian groups to make heroin illegal. Back in the 30s, right after alcohol was made legal, they had to have something else. They made cocaine and heroin illegal so they could go from, making a small profit on it to just making huge profits. They did a great job. Appreciate your call. And here's the thing. Everybody knows the big banks launder the money. Everybody knows the government flies in most of the drugs. Everybody knows this. So why do we put up with any of it? Kim in Missouri, you're on the air. Go ahead. Thanks for holding.
Yeah, hi. Just wanted to point out a few facts real quick, and also my opinion on where our government's going.
Sure, you're on the air. We don't screen your calls.
Yeah, one, I'm a disabled veteran. My husband's active duty.
So you're both terrorists, according to Obama. Okay.
Yeah.
Racist terrorist, the number one threat. Okay, we're talking the number one threat right now. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. They forced my husband to get these vaccines. He came home, got the whole family sick. The whole family.
Yep, they just had a Navy report come out finding that they don't want to vaccinate because it makes the whole ship sick. But, who cares about the Navy, saying that the vaccines don't work? Well, they do work. They make everybody sick.
Yeah, they make everybody sick, exactly. Another point I wanted to bring across is that our constitutional rights are being trampled all over. I mean, there's almost no reason for us as American citizens, we the people, individuals, to hold up our flag because the president's nice enough to smash on everything we've got. And honestly, I think that he's purposely doing it so that our whole country can come down.
That's right. And the Republicans, this just out from AP, the Republicans leave Obamacare untouched. Obama will get exactly what he wants, total legalization, bring in their families, give them all the freebies to drive down wages and bankrupt the country. And again, we don't blame the poor immigrants, but it doesn't matter. No one else does this. This is meant to bring the country down. Congress closed in Friday on approving a short-term spending bill for the Homeland Security Department that would avert a partial agency shutdown hours before it was to begin. Legislation also leaves intact Obama administration's executive action on immigration that Republicans have vowed to overturn. But Republicans instead, that passing a short-term bill preserve their ability to keep fighting them.
This man that's not even a U.S. citizen should be impeached. He should be run the hell out. And if his congressmen don't like it, they should get the hell out, too. We need our country.
No, I hear you, ma'am. Just keep angry, call into talk radio, call Congress, wake friends and family up, print off news articles from Infowars.com. Just get aggressive, speak out, expose the tyranny, expose what's happening. God bless you. And pray for God to protect this nation and bring these people to justice. But first, we've got to repent and say, God, we're sorry for the abortions. And if you've had an abortion, I'm not saying you're a bad person. You didn't know you were lied to. Just repent, and God's ready to forgive you. But if you won't admit that it was wrong, we don't have a snowball chances in hell. And if we don't protect the babies, folks, none of us are safe. Just like if we don't protect due process, none of us are safe. I mean, America was different because we had the due process. Everywhere else goes to hell in a handbasket because they get rid of it. Venezuela's military can now legally use firearms against demonstrators. That's a communist country collapsing. In the Patriot Act, they've got stuff about disrupting political organizations and taking them over, and Canada's about to pass something similar. I mean, we're going down a rat hole here because something big and bad's going to happen. They want us clamped down when they implode the economy, folks. Well, don't let them clamp down. They won't implode the economy. Joel in Georgia, you're on the air. Thanks for holding.
Take off speakerphone.
Sure.
Yes, this is Joel. Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear. Over.
Excellent.
This is Houston talking to NORAD Command Base Delta from Mars Base Lunar. You're on the air.
Excellent. Well, my name is Joel. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'd like to challenge all of the listeners to do what I do. I create my own website, and I make a hobby out of exposing government corruption. I get out every day, post flyers on bathroom stalls, urinals.
That's what I do. Isn't it fun?
Pumps.
Isn't it fun? That's my.
Fun.
Isn't it fun to fight the enemy?
It is so fun. And I have a website that I publish, AmericanPatriotNews.info, in which I dedicate 100% to Infowars.com.
Well, you're awesome, brother. But I mean, tell us your website again.
AmericanPatriotNews.info.
Well, God bless you.
And check out. This is my website. I mean, my flyer that I put on mailboxes. And I cover about 200 to 500 a week at least, weather permitting. It says, Obama's real father exposed. Gun control equals democide, murder by government. The flu is a hoax, or all vaccines are poison. Is America in danger of God's judgment? Help us fight the New World Order. Become a patriot and join the resistance. Visit us at AmericanPatriotNews.info, where you get real news, not big media propaganda. All tyranny needs to gain a foothold is for people of good conscience to remain silent. Thomas Jefferson. And I get at least about 70 to 80% hit rate of all the flyers I put out, man.
And by the way, let me stop you right there. The enemy acts like it's bad for us to make money. That's energy. The globalists printed up out of nothing. We've got to fight to get it. That's why it's good for patriots to make money. Let me guess. I bet you've got some advertising, and so you get a little bit of money back at the same time for doing all this hard work, waking people up. That's a win-win. Do you have advertising on your site?
Mostly for you.
Well, listen, I suggest you use the enemy's own system and put Google ads on there or something and make some money, because you deserve to make money to pay for your paper and to, you know, be able to get some goods and services. So that's great. God bless you. So exciting, man. That is so wonderful, Joel. Thank you for calling and getting through. I'm sorry to Slim and Sandy. I'm out of time. My throat's shot. Had a root canal, so I got to punch out. Lord willing, nightly news tonight, 7 o'clock Central. And then, Lord willing, I'll be back this Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. Just bit my tongue again. Sorry, my tongue's swollen, my mouth's swollen. I'll be back this Sunday, Lord willing, 4 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm Alex Jones, your host. I love freedom. I want freedom. I know you do as well. These slave masters aren't going to win. We're going to prevail with God's help. God bless you all.
We're on the